Let's go! You may not have noticed, or perhaps you have noticed, but a lot of coins have been pumping recently, but there's one coin in particular who has pumped extremely hard recently. That is, of course, Cardano. Cardano even became the fourth largest cryptocurrency for a short amount of time before dropping back down into fifth place behind XRP, although I think that's just going to be a matter of time before it jumps back up. If we take a look at CoinGecko, we can see that ADA is up almost 75% in the last week and more than 100% in the last month. This is especially impressive because of how large the market cap of Cardano is. This is not a 1 million market cap gem. This is a huge project. Currently, the project is worth almost $20 billion, and for each penny that the price of ADA increases, another $319 million is added to that value. There are several reasons that Cardano's price has been pumping recently, and I will be going over a bunch of them in today's video. There are rumored partnerships, updates to the core technology of Cardano itself, roadmap deadlines approaching, and a lot more. I have been talking about the potential of Cardano for a while on this channel, and that potential is finally being reflected in the value of ADA. However, this is just the beginning of what could be coming, so let's get right into everything, guys. If you're holding Cardano, you will want to keep watching this video. Up first is something extremely exciting that will help to put Cardano on the same level as Ethereum, and that is the implementation of an advanced native tokenization strategy. For those of you who are unfamiliar with native tokenization, the most widely known example is the ERC20 token standard. Basically, native tokenization allows anyone to create their own token on top of a primary blockchain. In the case of Ethereum, the ERC20 standard has played a massive role in the growth and adoption of the Ethereum network. Native tokens can be created for fun or as serious standalone projects. Some notable ERC20 projects include Link, Uni, SNX, and DAI. Of course, there's a lot of them out there. In fact, most of the successful projects we know today were first launched as an ERC20 token before some of them eventually moved on to their own mainnet. Anyway, let's continue. The total market cap of all ERC20 tokens is more than $100 billion. This just goes to show how influential the ability to create tokens on top of a blockchain can be. So obviously, this is huge news, but it gets even better. IOHK, the company behind Cardano, announced in a post that the logic for these native tokens will be based on the Cardano ledger rather than smart contracts. They also wrote that Cardano tokens will have advantages over ERC20 tokens in terms of security and affordability as well. If you did not know, ERC20 tokens are created by deploying a smart contract to the Ethereum blockchain. These smart contracts are usually written in Solidity and can be difficult for anyone who is not already an experienced programmer to write or understand. Also, if there are any mistakes in the code of the smart contract, then the token can be left open to exploits that could compromise projects using it. And in other words, this means that there is a fairly high barrier to entry to creating tokens on Ethereum, and they can be risky if the developer does not know exactly what they are doing. Another important thing to note is that the smart contracts behind the ERC20 tokens require fees to deploy. Those can get expensive depending on the complexity of the token, especially with the current gas prices. ERC20 tokens also require Ethereum to be used to pay transaction fees, so once again, those can get expensive. Cardano plans to solve all of these problems in their token implementation strategy, which will make Cardano an extremely attractive platform for projects to build on top of. As I mentioned, smart contracts will not be required to create the tokens, and because they are on the Cardano chain, transactions will be cheaper and faster than on Ethereum. As great as that sounds, this does not necessarily mean that there will be a bunch of projects leaving Ethereum or that Cardano is an Ethereum killer or anything like that. As I have mentioned in previous videos, Cardano already has plans in place to be interoperable with Ethereum, so it is likely that as Cardano adoption grows, it will actually benefit Ethereum as well. It is pretty common for holders of specific coins to be a little biased towards their favorites, but in reality, most projects out there want everyone to succeed and are happy to work together with each and every one of those projects and make crypto the best it can be as a whole. Remember, we are all in the crypto space right now, and the crypto space is still extremely small. The network update implementing tokens on Cardano has successfully been launched in the public Cardano testnet. and the mainnet launch is scheduled tentatively for February the 20th, but should definitely be implemented by the end of the month at the latest. Another exciting event that happened over the past few days is that the Mary hard fork was completed successfully. If you have watched my other videos about Cardano, then you know that there are 5 phases in the evolution of the project, and each one implements a significant new feature. Currently, Cardano is in the process of transitioning from the Shelley era to the Gauguin era, which is perhaps the most highly anticipated because it implements smart contracts. Once Gauguin is put in place, Cardano will be a usable blockchain for projects to start developing on. The 2 eras following Gauguin are important, but not essential to the basic functionality. The Mary hard fork was the first of 2 forks that are needed to enter into the Gauguin era. People have been waiting for what feels like forever for Cardano to be user ready, and now that we are almost here, the hype is increasing very rapidly. While Cardano has definitely taken its time, the arrival of Gauguin could not have been timed better. With everyone tired of Ethereum gas fees, it is almost certain that there will be hordes of investors, developers, and users ready to flood into the Cardano network and give it a try. The Plutus fork, which is the last fork needed to fully transition into the Gauguin era, is predicted to be completed before the end of Q1, which is in less than 2 months. So very exciting stuff, guys. But in other news, Grayscale recently filed to register a Cardano trust. This does not necessarily mean that the Cardano trust will be launched, but it definitely does show interest. It could be that Grayscale is preparing to open up a Cardano trust once the transition to Gauguin is completed, or that they could just open that up if they see high demand. If the Cardano trust does end up being made available, then that would be extremely bullish for ADA. As we have seen for a while now with the Bitcoin trust and more recently with the Ethereum trust being available to institutional investors, can bring in massive amounts of money to projects and significantly increase demand for the coins. If you have watched any of my videos, then you probably heard me talk about how much potential decentralized finance brings to crypto. Right now, Ethereum is the clear leader as a layer 1 protocol for DeFi applications to be built on, but that could be changing in the future. The founder of Cardano, Charles Hoskins' son, stated in an AMA on YouTube that he has become very obsessed with the DeFi recently, and that is an area of intense focus for Cardano. If Cardano manages to start building a thriving DeFi ecosystem of its own, then that will bring a huge boost to the speed of the network's growth, and I think it is rather likely that we will see DeFi coming over to Cardano. I think this is for a couple of reasons. First, there is obviously a good reason for cheap and fast transactions. Second, it is something I have mentioned before, and that is Cardano has provided a system where projects that are currently being built on Ethereum and that already exist on Ethereum, they will be able to deploy the smart contracts they already have written for Ethereum to Cardano using the KEVM virtual machine. This allows projects to be functional on both blockchains, which will allow everyone to take advantage of the best parts of both networks. Yet another thing that is making everyone bullish on ADA is that 69% of the circulating supply is staked right now. Not only has this made Cardano statistically the most decentralized blockchain, but it has also significantly decreased the amount of ADA being actively traded, which helps to drive up the price. That 69% represents about $13.5 billion of value dedicated to maintaining the Cardano network. That is extremely impressive, and it goes to show that people are extremely interested in this project right now. If you want to see how I am actively trading Cardano, then make sure to follow me on Twitter, where I have been posting live updates, and subscribe to my Satoshi Stacker channel as well. I post videos about altcoins on this video and trading on the other channel. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.